So now we're going to do our administrative mod, add a negotiator. As you can see, I'm already listed on this contract, but we can add as many negotiators as you want. Now, if you're a VAN or a consultant, you can also work for multiple companies by being listed in their negotiators table. So as a VAN, I would only need one certificate, and as long as my name is in the negotiators list for any customer, I can work on that company's offers or modification requests. So that allows you to work for multiple companies at a time. It also allows for the vendors to ensure that anyone that needs to negotiate their contract can. And it also enables anybody to work on the offer or mod at the same time. So if you have multiple people in there, they can all do work at the same time. But just remember that the person who does the save button the last is the ones whose information will get saved, okay? So we're gonna hit add negotiator. It's gonna pull in, if you're the very first person, it'll pull your details from your cert. If not, make sure you put the person's information in as it is listed on their cert. You're also going to choose their role, whether they're able to sign or if they're not able to sign, just authorized to negotiate on the contract. The person that you put as able to sign should be a member of your company. We don't suggest that VANs obligate your company for anything, but you can do that if you put in the correct documentation and that CO has approved that VAN to do it for you, but we don't suggest that. At least one person from the company should have the final signature authority. So we're gonna select that I'm authorized to sign, save, and then my name again shows up here, or anyone else's name that I would have added would show here at the bottom of the page. So we're gonna hit save and continue. Okay, so now that we've done the two mods, we've added everything that needed to be added for those two mod types. What it's asking me to do is add any supporting documentation. So for the add sends, you would do invoices or whatever that particular solicitation requires you to do as supporting documentation. And just as a FYI, I get this question quite a bit, so I'm going to go ahead and answer it now. We are in the middle of an exercise to try to define what are the particular things that are required for every mod type. So what is the minimum requirement that you have to have across all the schedules for every particular mod? And those things will become required attachments here. So if you're adding sends, your invoices, your manufacturer dealers, whatever it is that's required for adding that particular send will be listed here. So you'll have some semblance of what you should submit to that particular CO. And we're going to do that for all the mod types. Hopefully that'll be done by January to assist you with completing mods. I hear quite a bit that the COs ask you to add multiple things after you've submitted a mod because maybe they want a little more than some other CO would want. So we are trying to help you with that. Okay, so we're going to hit the upload button, select the document, just like you would attach a document to an email. You select it from your desktop or your hard drive, type a name in for it, and then those documents show here as being uploaded. Then you can delete that document if you need to. And you're now ready to submit this modification request. It says, are you sure you're ready to submit this mod? Yes. And it gives you one final review of everything. So the first document you see here is what we call the mod response document. It takes all the responses that you've done in the previous pages, put it on one document, including all the authorized negotiators, your address, what type of mod that you're trying to submit for the one-pager for that CO to review. You have your disclaimers here saying, of course, I'm not doing anything illegal or fraudulent, and I really want to submit this mod. So we're going to click yes and hit continue, and you have now submitted that modification request to your CO. Within 10 minutes of hitting that button, that CO receives your information and can start working that mod. Now, how soon that mod is turned around depends on that CO's workload and what is going on in her office that day. If she's off doing training or on vacation, it just depends on what they have going on. So the SLAs can vary depending on office and the complexity of the mod that you submitted. So let's assume, you get an email confirmation showing that you have submitted it and that it has been received, and so you're back at your home page. So let's assume that you have worked with your CO, you've done your negotiations, everything is complete. You're ready to sign this particular mod. So at the bottom of this page, you see here, we have a mod to be signed. So we're gonna view that mod, view the package. You get an email saying, hey, you have something to go into eMod and sign. So you go back to the eMod, you sign in, you see sign package. We're gonna click that link there. It takes you to the Solanas piece to do your signature. You have an e-signature consent that just says, I agree to sign these documents. I'm not doing anything fraudulent. You accept that. You review and accept each document. Click that link and it's going to open the document. It allows you to review it and click accept. You confirm that signature and your package is signed. Now your CO receives that same email, hey, vendor XYZ has signed that package. It's ready for your signature. The CO does the exact same thing. They receive an email saying go in and sign it. You now have a completed mod. So, of course, you've completed the mod. Now you want a copy of it for your own records, right? So let's show you how to download those documents. So you go back into the eMod. Now you get a new button that says download package. You're going back through the Solanas process. Now Solanas has a little applet that has to be on your computer to view the documents once they're signed. And so you're going to choose whether you have a Mac or Windows. You hit run, next, 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 next. Finish, the applet is on your computer. It'll show you all the documents that CO has put as part of your package for you to view and store for your records. So we have the SF30 here. You can open that SF30, you see your signature, you see the vendor's, the CO's signature, and your mod is complete. You now have a copy of the documentation. You can always see it in eMod. You have a copy on your desktop, and we're at the end of the process. So, just before we take questions, I want to give you the eOffer help desk information. If you have problems working on a mod, you have questions, concerns, you don't just need to help accessing something, not sure if your certificate is about to expire, these guys can help you. The 866-472-9114. They usually, if they don't answer immediately, they usually try to call you back within 24 hours. So you're free to call them at any time. This is just some extra information here that we have about places that you can find details on how to do mods, how to work the multiple award schedule. They have some online things there, basic contracting details just for your assistance if you need it. And that site is www.gsa.gov/mass news. We invite you to check the site out at any time.